How do you do, fellow kids? It's time for my review of the master of disaster himself, Skeletor. This is a figure that I had when I was a kid, and I've watched a lot of different reviews on YouTube. People who have kind of stayed more connected to the Masters of the Universe line than I have. So, and you know, they've talked about how the face sculpt is different. Having that open mouth is, you know, kind of a bummer. I know that the battle armor Skeletor has alternate heads, and I can't wait to pick those up. But I actually don't mind the face sculpt for Skeletor as much as I probably like this change better than the change they made to He-Man himself. So, because I think kind of the thought is that you want to make sure that you can get him into that like cackling, you know, pose where he's doing that type of thing. So anyway, let's get him out of the package. All right, here he is, the master of evil himself, Skeletor, with his, still have some elastic bands stuck on his arms. Yeah, so Skeletor has, and some of the evil monsters, they have these kind of monstrous arms and a claw hand and the monster feet. Which was always funny because Zodak has monster feet, even though he's not an evil master of the universe. Here he is with his Havoc staff, which I think is such a kick-ass. I mean, look at that. It's like a ram skull on top of a staff. A really cool accessory that I always loved when I was a kid, and I always loved his armor too. You know, he's got all these cool details, the bat, these crossbones, this kind of like armor shoulder pads. It was kind of weird that his hood didn't really connect to anything. It's just kind of like a bonnet. And then he's got you know, his kind of waist armor, which is probably why he doesn't come with a third accessory, because he's got so many pieces to his armor. But always looked really cool. I always loved the color of his skin, the blue. It makes him look so like monstrous and alien. And of course, his other accessory is the other half of the power sword of He-Man's here. And these snap together. The vintage ones didn't have a snap; they had more of a ridge, like a rounded ridge on He-Man's staff that had a corresponding slot in Skeletor's staff. And yeah, they come together really, really well, look really cool as two halves of the sword. It always it always bothered me, and this is actually not as bad as my original vintage one. It always bothered me that there was a gap between the two swords. It would have been nice if they had put a snap like right there and towards the tip. But you know, whatever. It's not bad. Let's see. Ha ha ha! He-Man, I have both halves of the power sword. It's hard to get into his hand, into his claw hand. Let me see if I can get it into his weapon hand. Yep. Ah, He-Man, what are you gonna do now? Well, how about this? Hack you with an axe. Battle axe is dope. Well, there you go. That is Skeletor. Yeah, really digging these Masters of the Universe Origins. I'm going to do a review for each one of the first wave, since those are the ones that I picked up. I probably will pick up the next waves. I'm looking forward to picking up a few of those characters that I had as a kid, like Roboto and Manny Faces and stuff, and maybe some of the ones that I didn't have, like Scareglow. I never had Trapjaw either, and or Merman or Triclops, and those guys are such iconic, classic characters from the from Masters of the Universe. I'm excited at the thought of getting those. So anyway, this has been my review. I love these figures. I love what Mattel's doing. Mattel, keep it up. I love it. Bye. So that's my review of Skeletor. What do you think? Who's your favorite Masters of the Universe villain? Is it Skeletor? Is it someone else? Who's your favorite 80s toy villain? Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Hit me up with a like or a subscribe, and thanks for stopping by my channel.